What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Giants in this ball game, I would go with an up-tempo offense. I think that's how they can keep that Jaguars defense off balance, force them to keep the same personnel on the field. When you go with your spread set, I think that's how they can have some success throwing the football, especially early on. And you don't want to make this a Eli versus Blake Bortles game. Running the football, the yards don't have to be there, but the attempts have to. That way Eli can operate off play action very well. And the defense has to send an early message to that Jaguars offense, whether it be knocking out a receiver, clogging up the running lanes, putting extra pressure on Blake Bortles. They have to send that message early to get that Jaguars offense sputtering and off the field. And for the Jaguars in this ball game, you have to utilize Blake Bortles' athleticism. This is a guy whose mobility can help out that offense, can keep that Giants defense honest, and also can keep that backside defender at bay so the running game can work. So I would utilize his mobility very early on in this ball game. And defensively, you have to keep Odell Beckham Jr. busy. I would bracket him, I would double him, I would tilt coverage his way on certain situations and force Eli Manning to go to those other options on the field. And you cannot have mental mistakes, because mental mistakes on a football field lead to physical mistakes, and if you're a 1-10 football team, you can't afford any of those happening this week versus New York.
This week versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Giants will have to be able to punch the football in the end zone once they get on the goal line. I'm going to show you one way they can run the football with trapping the defensive tackle without pulling an offensive lineman. Show you what I'm talking about. I'm a big fan of not pulling offensive linemen on the goal line because you invite penetration. So what we're going to do, we're going to trap this defensive end right here. So we're kicking out the backer. We're going to have the defensive tackle here. The offensive tackle kind of slow play his way up to try to block the inside backer. What we're doing here, we're going to combo, block, boom, boom, and boom. So now we're going to combo this defensive tackle and have the play side guard work back to the first threat, which could possibly be a safety up here or a corner, whomever they have on the field. But as the cadence starts to wind down, what we're doing, we're bringing this tight end in motion, and once he gets behind the center, you want to snap the football so he can hard charge, get a good running start, and crack that defensive end. Handoff, open up. Right there is your mesh point. Hopefully she'll run the daylight or even run to where you just cracked the defensive end. So you have two options, because you're going to have the combo block and you're going to have this backer block because the tackle's going to work up and get him. So the running back has a two-way go. You don't pull any offensive linemen. They're aggressive. They're firing off the football. You're trapping the defensive end with the tight end in motion, which would be ideal because, again, you don't want to invite penetration when you're moving linemen, especially that close to the goal line. And I think this is one way the Giants can get 6 by running the football at the smallest part on the field. Jacksonville has to find ways to get their young quarterback Blake Bortles in a nice groove early versus the New York Giants. I'm going to show you one way, simple two-man concept in which they can read coverage. He can read coverage of the backer and the cornerback and make a quick and easy throw just to build that confidence to help Jacksonville move the football down the field. Half line we're going to draw up right here. This could be a fullback or a tight end or an H-back. And here's your wide receiver. What you want Blake Bortles to do is catch the football, read the backer, and read the cornerback. You're going to run a hook and you're going to run a speed out. Love the speed out because, again, you can hit this guy in stride, and that way he can turn it up the field and make one miss and perhaps take it to the house. So how you want to play this, if this backer drops and this corner drops, that's easy. You don't have a threat to pick off this pass on the speed out. You hit the speed out here. Boom, 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 boom. Catch the football, turn it upfield. Now, let's say they're playing cover 3 and he drops and he buzzes underneath that speed out, getting to his responsibility. Well, now you have a constricted window right here. You can't get that football out to that speed out without either overthrowing it or throwing it short to where it'll be picked off. And with Blake Bortles' luck, it will be picked off and they'll run it back for a touchdown. So to avoid that constricted box, dump the football off right here to your small hook route and get positive yards to lift the play another down. So again, It's a simple concept. You have your speed out and your hook, and you're reading the coverage of the backer and the corner. Because again, the Giants will try to confuse Blake Bortles in certain trap defenses, or they'll play straight cover 3, which would be simple for him to read and get the football out of his hands quickly, build that confidence, and just slowly matriculate the football down the field, to quote the late great Hank Stram.
The biggest X factor in this game for the Giants will be their defensive coordinator, Perry Fuel, who's going up against a rookie quarterback. So you know all eyes will be on what he calls against Jacksonville, because you can't let this be the day that Jacksonville Jaguars offense catches fire. Fuel has to have one of his best games as a coordinator against Jacksonville. And for the Jaguars in this game, I look at the interior offensive line being the biggest X factor. There's a lot of youth up front for Jacksonville, starting with the quarterback in Blake Bortles. But you look at their center, Luke Bowanko, and guard Brandon Linder. Those are 2 rookies, and they're going to have their biggest day or best day versus this Giants interior, because I think if Jacksonville is going to win, it will have to come with the running game and allowing Bortles the luxury of operating off play action. They're going to have their hands full. They're facing Cullen Jenkins, Jonathan Hankins. So again, they're going to see their fair share of pressure. They have to keep that pocket clean. They have to fire out the football and create those opportunities on both ends of offense. I like the Giants in this ball game. Look for their defensive line to be the reason why they come away victorious. I think they'll do a great job in applying pressure on the inside as well as on the outside, and offensively they'll spread the field and be able to attack those individual matchups in the passing game. So I think New York goes down to Jacksonville and knocks off the Jags. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Giant fan forums and Jaguar fan forums for always showing football game plan support.